Here's the deal. What I noticed is that everybody wanted to reinvent the wheel. Everybody wants their name as I did this. I think the best thing that you can possibly do when you have a new idea about an event or something, figure out if somebody else is doing it, and then help them do what they're doing better. If it doesn't exist, then start on your own path, but then pull other people in who have your passion. We accomplish so much more together than alone. I promise you, try to run a nonprofit on your own, it sounds cute, but it's not going to work well. I'm just saying, so come to it with a mind of collaboration and inclusion, and it will flourish. I think that's the thing that I was hearing constantly. And then also, in North Omaha, we have this belief that there can only be so many stakeholders. So it's these people who have been our leadership for 20-some years, and they don't want to make room for new people. So when you encounter that, I believe in speaking up about it. I think there's a way that you can confront cronyism and ableism in a positive and a respectful way. But we have to make room for the angel Martins. I believe that Simone would still be here had someone made room for her the right way. She's doing amazing work, but that sister wanted to be doing that work here. You look at the two net pals who are about to change LA. If they had made space for her here, we would have that here. So make space, be inclusive, and collaboration are things that I see that are really missing and hindering us from doing what we see out west, what we see in other cities with people of color in their communities. Because when I go to DC, when I go to Baltimore, when I go, all these other places, and I go through the black neighborhoods, I'm like, wow, how are they making this happen? It's that they're saying we all can win. You don't have to lose for me to win. And that's something that I want us to start fostering as a culture.
Don't be afraid to network. Don't be afraid to speak to people. I spent so many years afraid to approach other stylists. I can only speak for my industry right now. I was so afraid to speak to other stylists. I always look at Aries all the time because I was scared to say hello to her. So I admired her work for years from afar. I thought she was one of the baddest stylists ever, but I was afraid to even say hello. I would see her at the beauty supply store, walk the other way, we would walk past each other. For whatever reason, I reached out to her to help. We had another stylist friend who has cancer, and we did a calendar. We took four stylists and put everybody together. Everybody owns their own salon, so they have their own thing going on. And we put 4 women together that had never hung together, never been together, anything like that, and we made something amazing. We made a calendar that brought awareness to young people that has cancer, and it was awesome. And from that very thing sparked an amazing friendship that I never thought would come about. I never thought that I would be able to shake hands with some of these same stylists. So it's not about being better than somebody. There is no better stylist. Sometimes. But all my girls are here. Everybody in her salon, everybody in my salon, the salons across the city. I work in other salons and things like that. But don't be afraid to network with people. Some people don't say hello because of something that somebody else said. Yeah. Some people won't speak to you because of what somebody else said. It could be a man, it could be a friend, it could be a BFF. I will never not like you because somebody told me not to. I haven't talked to you. So you have to say hello to people. You have to link up with people. I do things with groups. I never thought, I never thought that we would be in the same path. We would actually work together, on certain things in any way that it needs to be, any capacity. It doesn't matter. I see friends that I grew up with. Chanel has her own business. If I need Chanel, I can call Chanel. Why call somebody? I'm not calling Mary May, and I'm calling Chanel.
Come on, big love.
I do that when I meet other authors. Me and Brandon didn't know each other prior to Facebook. I don't think, did we? My baby daddy. Okay, no, I know it's brother. But I'm saying we had never hung out together and anything like that. I saw on my Facebook that Brandon was writing a book. Oh my God, that's like a brother. You know what I'm saying? So I want to reach out to everybody. I want to talk to everybody. I've always been a people person. I don't wait for people to speak to me. I'm saying hi to you first. That's just how I am, But don't be afraid. You never know the things. Dominique may have connections in ways that you may need.
We're charging people for simple
Stop
stuff.
doing it.
Somebody call you, ask a question, how do I do this? Well, this is my fee. That's petty. Now, if you don't want to come here for a seminar, you might have to cut me a check and give me a piece of a sandwich or something like that. But somebody calls me, doc, what temperature I need to hold this food at for my customers are catering. I'm not going to say, well, girl, for these services, this is, that is so damn petty. If you have the information, share it willingly. It does not hurt you. You will not become less intelligent. You can tell somebody what you know. I promise you. Yeah.
But don't do it. You know what I'm saying? In any way that my friends need me, I'm there. I show up. And I show up without a fee. I've done so many different things. I got to check on the back end of things that didn't even expect it. Those are blessings. You know what I'm saying? Those are blessings because I did it with a good heart. And everything I do with a good heart. And I'm sure everybody on this panel does things with a good heart. You know what I'm saying? So just don't be afraid today. That's my main thing. I just don't be afraid because those not going to pay. Yes, ma'am.
I'm probably the oldest person in this room between everybody's mama if I'm willing to be. But I saw this event on Facebook and I thought, you know what, I got to go. And obviously none of my peers are here, but I think everything that you were saying is so important. And multiply it by 100 and keep saying the same things you said. I'm probably part of those people in those areas who do things in the community that don't even realize that you all exist. But it's awfully important that we do.
Yes.
And so I've got to go someplace. I just wanted to take this time to say, that girl, that boy, because I think this is really important.
Thank you so much.
One of the reasons I think we don't work together in the community effectively is because a lot of people have accepted the mind virus that in order to be number one, I have to compete versus collaborate. But the problem with that is that when you compete, there does have to be this ferocious, cutthroat sort of energy that's put into it. And I get it, I'm about happiness, which is what it is. But if you can flip it and say, what happens if I collaborate? Like if you look at this panel right now, when Alicia was first talking, she introduced herself as an author, and she didn't say she speaks, but she speaks also. But what would this panel be if we only had one speaker up here, one author up here, instead of two? There's no reason to compete with her because right now, in us collaborating, we are making Ashley more glorious. It's not about me, it's not about Alicia, it's not about anybody else that's up here, but through the collaboration, we can put all of that effort behind Ashley, and then Ashley becomes more effective. And then what Ashley, I think she knows this, but what she may not know is that we become more effective because some of your faces, you have never heard me speak before. You've never heard any of the other panelists. But if I would have decided to compete with this other author, this other speaker on this panel, turn down this opportunity, Ashley wouldn't be as glorified, I wouldn't be as glorified, and we wouldn't be as effective in the community. So I say the way that we begin to work together more effectively is that we begin to see collaboration as the way that we become number one and not competition.
Personally, people have to stop thinking they're better than everybody. Just because you hold a different title than someone else does not put you above anybody. Sometimes people pay grade or where you work at think that you are above everybody, and some people start to feel like they are beneath you, and that's why some people don't communicate. I feel like we are as powerful as we can when we are together. I've seen a group of blacks just stick together. For one instance, and I'm bringing it up because I was there, in New York court, exactly. For those that were at the Crawford fight, I mean, there were people that never hung around each other and really got serious problems with each other here in the city of Omaha. We was one city, one state. One of the Philly dudes walked by and said, F Nebraska. You know, he said, F everybody's mama in there. Because he was about to go around. I mean, but that's how much the city meant to people. And I thought to myself, like, why we can't be this strong when we in the city? Why does it take for us to leave a whole other place to act like we like each other when we really like each other here? We're just doing nonsense. And don't be afraid to talk to people. I could go from conference to 30th to Wide Sober. And take people exactly where they're at. You don't have to change anybody. I talk to all different walks of life people. I talk to them like, yeah, why not? I still got some of my friends from when I was up. I'm hung around when I was younger. One thing about my friends that I do like is they respect me for who I am. Nobody is ever like trying to pull me down. You need to go do this. I'm trying to set an example for more than just the people in my household, but the people that see me every single day. They sit and talk to white guys this morning. Yeah, basically. Well, one of the good things about today is I get to see people that I actually grew up with. Chanel used to talk about, I had chat lips. Panelists with my first girlfriend in my house, then she started dating my cousin. Bruce was drawing Bart Simpson at Wakanda and actually used to braid my hair. So, like, this is pretty cool.